Have you ever felt completely stuck? Like the world is moving on, but you're just frozen in place. That's exactly where Amir was. He had no money, no real support, and it felt like no one truly believed in him or his dreams. Every single day, he would get up, he would try his absolute best. And every single day, he would fail. It was a relentless cycle of disappointment. The people around him, maybe even some friends or family, weren't much help either. He constantly heard things like, "Just stop dreaming. It's not for you. You can't do it. Be realistic. Why don't you just accept the life you have?" Their words echoed in his mind, planting seeds of doubt that grew larger with every passing day. At night, when the world was quiet, Amir would sit all by himself, lost in thought. He'd ask the empty room, "Why is everything so incredibly hard for me? Does nothing I do ever seem to work out?" He felt completely helpless, like a ghost in his own life, totally invisible. The weight of it all was crushing. But then one night, something inside him shifted. It wasn't a loud explosion or a sudden miracle. It was a quiet, profound realization. He looked down at his own hands, the same hands that had tried and failed so many times, and he whispered to himself, "I still have myself." In that moment, he understood that even when everything else is stripped away, you still have your own will, your own spirit. So, he made a new decision. He decided to do just one small thing the very next day. The goal wasn't to achieve some massive victory. It wasn't to impress anyone who had doubted him. The goal was simply to move forward. Just one tiny, manageable step. That was it. And so he began. One step, then he took another, and another. Of course, the path wasn't suddenly easy. There were still days he failed again. There were days the frustration and sadness were so overwhelming that he cried. But this time something was different. He didn't stop. Just kept putting one foot in front of the other, no matter how small the step felt. He held on to that whisper, "I still have myself." Months started to pass. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, things began to change. Life didn't magically become easier. The challenges were still there. But what really changed was Amir. He became stronger, more resilient. The same people who once told him to give up now watched in surprise, wondering how he was doing it. The same pain that once threatened to break him completely now served as fuel, pushing him forward with a newfound determination. And through this long, difficult journey, Amir realized something incredibly powerful. He discovered 3 fundamental truths that I want to share with you today. First, feeling helpless does not mean you are powerless. Your feelings are valid, but they don't define your capabilities. You always have the power to take that next small step. Second, giving up is the only real failure. Every stumble, every setback, is just a lesson on the path to success. The only true end is when you decide to stop trying. Third, and maybe most importantly, as long as you are breathing, your story is not over. You are the author of your life, and you get to decide what the next chapter looks like. So if you're listening to this right now and you feel like Amir did, stuck, invisible, helpless, I want you to hear this loud and clear. Never give up. Even when you're working in silence and no one sees your effort. Even when you're in a dark place and can't see the light ahead. And especially when no one is watching or cheering you on. Because the person you need to show up for the most is yourself. Your journey is your own, and your strength is being forged in these very moments. Keep going. Your story is far from over. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that inspire.